Mike Gill, State of Corruption. It's important that I tell you exactly where we are today and what I've exposed. I did go to Washington, and previous to that, I did have a plan. You've seen me go to the FBI. You've seen me go to the DEA. You've seen me go to the governor. Every time I went, it was with a purpose, to give them evidence that was indisputable. You saw them mail it back. Let me explain what this evidence is and why it had to be mailed back. And it couldn't be used. They couldn't use the word investigate. Because if they did, they'd have broken the backs of the corrupt, and they know it. And it involves the FBI themselves. So let's start. Right now, I'm dealing with Judge Anderson on Brentwood. Judge Anderson's working with the AG's department, with the Department of Revenue Administration, Wiggins and Norrie, even my septic. Shut his business down, get him out of his house, whatever you got to do to have him take a deal. Then you go to Delker. Judge Delker is the protection judge. He's protecting the drug dealers, Cruz, Aganos, and Griner. And from there, it went to Tucker. Turns out Delker did have conflicts like we said he did. And now Tucker's protecting the drug dealers with Shaheen and Gordon. I want you to remember Shaheen and Gordon. They are the protectors, as Walker is a protector. Now we have Judge LeFrancois. Now, all my children are adults, but they never lose the grip of family court and to extort you, which is exactly what he's done. Now, all four of those judges, every case created out of Brentwood for means of leveraging. What I did was I took that information. I brought it to the governor. He did nothing. I brought it to the FBI, this evidence. They did nothing. I turned around and exposed the banking department with a 91A, and yet they sent the information back redacted. I sent the 91A to the clerks of courts. You'd be surprised how many cases you win or lose in those clerks' offices. Just for the log. The common log on my case is that the newspapers sign in and out. They refused to give it to me. And Anne Marie Dempsey, representing the state, who previous was the lawyer for Governor Hassan, is fighting the 91A. You see, no one can tell you the truth. Which concerned me when I went to Washington. So when I met or tried to meet with Judicial Watch, they knew who exactly I was. They knew I was coming. They know what I have. And they refused it because there's a deal in place. This is all not to show you or tell you the truth. We have been taken over corruptly throughout this state, throughout all our states. And now they're the fabric of getting people elected. That's why they can quite literally incriminate one another. I'm going to attach the list. I want you to see that graph in whole. And I want you to remember there's not one person in that courtroom, outside of drug dealers, who doesn't want a release from me, who are the same people who offered me $50 million for my silence. So when you don't take their money, they've got to extort you for your silence. Now, what does this look like to you? This doesn't look coordinated? We just had 5 cases with the JCC, Judicial Conduct Committee, dismissed in one afternoon. Right. You see, it's all one business of corruption. And you, the people, are its customers. Mike Gill, State of Corruption.